The Oscar award-winning movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse could have been a little bit different, and by a little bit different I mean, well, it could have actually featured 3 very familiar Spider-Man to Spider-Man fans. So let's talk about what this could have been. So now with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, gaining so much love from everybody, coming to release so more people can see and hopefully buy it and push this movie, into more people's hands, naturally we're going to get some details on some of the elements that we could have had in the movie. And as we learned, initially, very early on, they were planning to actually do something, I would say special. It would have been special. Essentially, at one point, they were thinking about bringing back Tom Holland from the live action into the, Spider-Verse, also Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, their versions of Spider-Man, to interact in a scene and have some sort of role in it. Unfortunately, this couldn't be worked out and they went in a different direction, but it was something that they were considering and looking to do. So realistically, I think you have to look at this as a sort of, it would have been too much, and I think that's why they didn't do it. In your first movie, this is way too much to take on. I mean, you would have brought in Tom Holland. It's like, wait, that's the current Spider-Man. So is he going to know what happens here in his live-action movie? Then at the same time, you bring back Garfield. Okay, he has bad history with Sony, so that kind of would have been weird, but they probably would have worked it out with a good amount of money. Then you bring back Maguire, and it's like, okay, they used elements of his character clearly with Peter Parker in there, but that honestly kind of would have been shocking to people, right? That would have been a distraction. And I think it was a good idea to not include this the first time around and kind of save it for later on. Save it for when you've earned Into the Spider-Verse. And they did. Everybody loves it. So in the sequel, if they want to pull something like that off, they're going to have an easier time doing it now, right? But for a first one, I think it would have been too much. And I'm glad they came out and said, hey, we wanted to do this, because now I think it gets us ready for anything is possible. So we could probably end up seeing all 3 of these Spider-Men in the Spider-Verse sequel. And that would honestly be quite amazing.